Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. We have a hybrid Dark Ages Alchemy kingdom, and this one comes with quite the limitation in that there's nothing that directly says +2 cards, so no real draw. Although there is a trick you can pull off to actually increase your hand size, apart even from Vagrant picking up victory cards. We'll get to that in a bit. You can see that Vineyard is a rather strong alternate victory card, as it makes having 3 action cards worth 1 VP, and usually in decks that are focused around actions, you at the end of the game might have, I don't know, 15 to 30 actions, and then Vineyards are already going to be worth quite a lot. And here, this is especially true as there is a combo that can gain you a lot of actions, and that is Procession and Fortress. And Procession is a throne room variant. I guess it double plays an action card, and then it trashes said action card and gains you one that costs exactly one more. Now with Fortress, if you trash Fortress, you put it into your hand. So if you play Procession on a Fortress, you draw 2 cards and put the Fortress back into your hand. So you've spent 2 cards and essentially drawn 3 cards, and thus effectively increase your hand size, and you gain a 5 cost card. In this case, action card. In this case, Junk Dealer or Mystic, for which I think I prefer Junk Dealer, although Mystic can also work as a +2 money cantrip if you manage to line it up either with Wandering Minstrel or Vagrant. Then there is cursing, strong cursing in familiar, and I think we really want to go for this. Forager and junk dealer for trashing, and that should enable you to get clean rather early. Forager and herbalists for plus buy. Note that Forager with Fortress is true plus buy, it doesn't require us to feed it cards, and yeah, I don't know. So I have played this once. It was kind of messy, but I managed earlier on the train. So let's see how this playthrough will go. The kingdom plot, of course, reflects the little draw, and if Vagrant were missing, I think the kingdom plot would indicate that there is no draw at all, just because it doesn't know about Fortress Possession, because both of those, without anything else, are not proper draw. And yeah, Alt VP, lots of those in Vineyard, lots of attacking in Familiar. It is a strong cursor, so it's going to be interesting to time properly when to pick up the potion or not. Anyways, that wraps up the Kingdom plot, and thus we can look at the openings. I think the 5-2 or 2-5 is slightly better than the 4-3, although the 4-3 also has nice cases. I think on the 4-3 you could either go Forager and then trash your way into a 4-cost Procession, whatever. Or you could opt for the high roll of, I don't know, pairing the Procession with Necropolis, gaining you a Vagrant, or pairing the Procession with Forager, maybe trashing a Copper and an Overgrown Estate in the optimal case. It's not all too bad, because then you can turn that Forager into maybe a Wandering Minstrel early on, or a Fortress, and get going that way. Of course, opening Procession Forager has also has some fail cases in where you have the Procession with 4 coppers or other junk in your hand. And for that reason, you might want to be a bit more conservative, open double Forager, and I'm really not convinced as to what is better. I might just go for Procession Forager. Anyways, the 5-2 is much more clear. Junk Dealer Vagrant is the thing to go for, and we happen to have the 2-5, so we get to open with that. And let's see what AI is doing here. AI opts for the double Forager, And I wonder whether we trash the overgrown estate or a copper. Like the overgrown estate is also a nice target to trash later on, but unless... No, I think we trash a copper, because if we find the Vagrant, we will trigger a shuffle on the next turn, and then we get to put in like this overgrown estate with a trasher. So here we can now just put in a Forager into that next shuffle. And unless we draw the overgrown estate off the top, which we don't, luckily, we now have it in there at our disposal. And this should allow us to trash down like really quickly, because we now will trigger that shuffle with another Forager in it, and we can get rid of that Necropolis. I think it's not worth it to try to have it stick around, and pick up our first Procession, which should probably aim to hit the Forager in there, and we will trigger that shuffle with the Procession and the Forager in it, and then we can turn this into a fortress. So draws have been going really nice. I wonder if it is potion at this point, or just wandering minstrel for now, or even already a fortress, and then next turn we can process into a procession. Yeah, I'm not sure. There are many great options, and yeah, I think let's go for the fortress. Let's play it that way. We will hit 4 here, I believe, anyways. So, no, we will only hit 3, and can thus now again pick up a Forager, or we could throw in a silver that would power up our Foragers. Of course, this would also power up a Ice Forager, so not completely sure about this. Yeah, let's go for just another Forager, although this draw, of course, is not the one you'd like to see. Let's be a bit conservative, put another fortress in there, and just replenish the Forager we just trashed. And we will have some curses that are coming in now that AI has its hands on a familiar, but we also have our hands on some junk dealers. So yeah, I think we just process the fortress, double play that, put it into our hand. We have increased the hand size. I think it's better to process one more Forager for now. So yeah, we can trash that. Although let's see what we want to do here. Yeah, I think going for this double Forager is best. And we can pick up yet another Procession, and I guess thin out that copper with the junk dealer on top. It's not a card we want on top anyways. And pick up the potion now. Sounds good. Need to be a bit careful that we keep Forager in our deck. And yeah, seeing a fortress in the opening hand is kind of the most important thing here, because if you have that, you can play your junk dealers, you can play your processions with that and get drawing. You can, I guess, now process the Forager once again to pick up another procession. Now we can turn this Vagrant into a Forager, I guess, and then process that again. Just need to be careful that we rebuy it. And worst case, we just, okay, I misplayed this slightly. We can just add another junk dealer. I think I like junk dealer over mystic just because it allows you to draw a tiny bit further. And drawing that junk dealer won't do us any good, so we pick up probably just familiar Forager, and you can see that already the Vineyards are at 4 victory points. So yeah, without even trying, we've really gotten their value up, and AI is probably going to pick up one here. It's not, Okay, I guess AI's deck does not have quite the correct composition for this. But yeah, let's draw a bit with these first few sessions, and then we can play one of the fortresses. And for maximum information, I guess we do this. Now the last card is the Mystic. So how about we turn this Forager into another Procession and draw that up with this Mystic, and then gain ourselves some more Mystics. And we do this by processing further here, wishing for the Procession, and then now we can gain Mystic, which can be drawn and gain another Mystic. And oh wonder, we do wish for the correct things. So now here I guess we add Vineyard, just 2 Foragers, and I mean piles are already low. The worst thing that could happen right now would be to not find our fortress in our opening hand, so why not add some of those? I mean, we still might dud here. Worst case, we kill a Forager. Yeah, eating some curses. And it would be really nice to find one of our 4 fortresses here. I guess we do. This is really awful. And do we play this junk dealer? And we for sure do not process the junk dealer, just trashing 2 cards would be too detrimental. Let's play it. And it's a Mystic, okay. Can double play the Mystic, wish for Fortress. No. Junk dealer, let's get it out of there. And yeah, this was not how it was supposed to go. But what can you do if there is no fortress on top of your shuffle? We tried everything. We may have even played too many junk dealers because it also reduced the amount of action cards in our deck, of course, again. Yeah, but those curses hopefully should not be too much of a problem with the junk dealers we pick up for our deck. So yeah, we just go increase our hand size a bit here and draw a bit. Yeah, for now, this just wants to be processions on fortress. If we pile out junk dealers and curses this turn, we have already won. And yeah, I guess there is not much more to be done here. Can thin out the curses, even wish for curses. I guess that there's another procession in there. And go for one more curse. No, junk dealer. This can be another curse trash. Now increase our hand size once again. Play more junk dealer here. Play our familiar. And we have gotten rid of all of the curses. So now we just have to wish for that last card. And what did we put in that discard? I didn't pay too much attention. Might be a junk dealer actually, or a mystic. I think it's a mystic, but if we wish for the junk dealer, oh no, it's a junk dealer, and it's more conservative because we could have played the fortress anyways. And we have not managed to double play our forager here, unfortunately, to pick up more points, but buying that curse with the last plus buy, we can end the game in style. And this was now 13 turns, not too slow, not too fast, but we also had that one shuffle where despite adding many more fortresses, we didn't have fortresses in our opening hand and actually dudded. I think that was turn 11 or turn 12. I think it was turn 12. So in principle, I believe we would have been able, if we had drawn there, we would have been able to finish it also on turn 12. But well, you don't always get the best draws. I think we had fine early game draws, especially the way we got to thin down was nice and quick. And overall, I hope I got to show off some of the capabilities of this kingdom, but also, yeah, I don't know, just have some fun playing through it. And these are the decks one last time. And with that, I will say goodbye. We'll try to catch you in the next one. And until then, yeah, goodbye.